see whether or not restrooms are occupied or not. So the one thing that we have ran into has been a lack of funding specifically to that particular project with our gap between FEMA and what we have on hand. But there is an actual finished concrete restroom design ready to go and build. It just came back a little more than what we expected. So if there is any type of knowledge of funding that might be available or anything else like that, I think I could probably say that the city would be willing to take over any kind of maintenance or anything like that, just so we can see the contract move forward. I think eventually it will move forward. I just don't know when. So,
Madam Chair, if the board will allow me, I'd be happy to sit down with the city and see if we could potentially use some of our funding that we have for the installation of an actual transfer point there that would have. So this would be in addition to with what y'all are doing now, if y'all would be amicable to that, and potentially be able to establish an actual transfer point there with a restroom facility that would, I think, probably make that issue, resolve that issue. And heck, he's answered a lot of my problems. He said the city would help take care of it.
well, we have to. It's our part.
I think that's a much better solution than a.
Sure.
And Commissioner Dozier, if you need contact with exactly who the owners are at the mall, you may already have that, Lamar. But I know we've been in active discussions there as well with what redevelopment may take place there. So if you'd like to have that contact, I'd be happy to pass that along to you.
Thank you. I'll get that. Thank you.
When you guys have those meetings, I would like to throw out there though that it's the TPO board, at least as far as I'm speaking, this TPO member does understand the aesthetic issue as well though. I don't think any of us wants a porta potty in our, right there on something we're trying to beautify. So when we do have those meetings, I want to make sure we convey that message that we understand where you're coming from. We're just trying to fix an issue that we have in this community.
Something you want to bring to the transit subcommittee once you gather the information and have the plan
That's probably a good idea.
session and you come.
How often do they meet?
We meet whenever you need to meet.
Commissioner Dozier, we have another item that is coming up in reference to how much we can charge for certain TPO assets, for the use of TPO assets. And that is an agenda item that we recently had a discussion, the chair and I did, about needing to go before the TPO subcommittee. So we have one. We're in the process now of talking about scheduling one. So it would work out. We could have, we could discuss them both items at one committee meeting. That'd be great.
That would be great. What would the subcommittee discuss? What would they solve?
Well, I think they would look at those plans, and Lamar can talk about the funding that may be able to be brought maybe from FTA or some of his other grants that he has.
Okay.
And then whatever information you bring back from the mall.
Okay.
What can be built there or put there.
Okay. We'll put that together and move forward with something.
Yes, sir. And the subcommittee's purpose is to come back and recommend to the board as a whole how they should proceed. So that would be what they would do. They basically are just taking the workload out of you guys from having to go out and vet everything. And they're, we'll get everything together for them and bring it to you and let you guys make a recommendation.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Madam Chair, I just had a couple more things that I wanted to bring up. Commissioner Dozier, you asked, I think at the last board meeting about shelters. And I'm proud to say we just took receipt of 14 new shelters, and they'll be going up in the next 2 weeks. What we're going to intend on doing is removing all the old shelters that were damaged as a result of the hurricane and replacing them with these new shelters. And then we have some other new locations that we've selected based on our usage, the number of people that's going there. So that'll be coming fairly quickly. And then a couple more things that we're real excited about is for a long time now, we've been looking at putting what they call APCs and annunciators on our buses. The APCs are what they call automatic person counters. And that will let us know that's an asset for staff, particularly because we have to each year account for the number of riders, what location they're getting on the bus, what location they're getting off the bus, that type of thing. And we have not had a way of doing that other than actually taking a manual count. So with these APCs, they actually track the number of people coming on a bus, the number of people getting off of a bus, and what that location is where that happens, which bus stop. So essentially, if you called me up and said, tell me what bus stop 128 is doing in ridership, I can say, well, over the last month or last year or 5 years, they've had 3,000 people get on and off there at that stop. So, and that helps us tremendously in terms of grant funding as well. And then the enunciators are basically, it's an audible and a screen that goes in each of the buses that basically will announce bus stops and major points of interest and things like that. It's primarily put into use for ADA compliance. Right now, in order to meet ADA compliance, the bus drivers have to announce or are supposed to announce major points of interest, the next bus stop they're coming to, that type of thing, so that people that have some sort of disability will know where they can get off and that type of thing. These enunciators will take the place of that. And there's also some other things that we can use these for, like if we have some sort of a regular routine message that we need them to know, like you have to wear a mask while you're on the bus or something like that, we can also program it to do that as well. So good things happening in the transit system. And with that, we'll wrap up transit.
Okay.
Thank you, Lamar. This takes us to letter L, the legal update. Do we have anything to receive?
Change, I do have a small item. The TPO was served with a notice of claim that somebody was claiming they were injured at one of our broken bus shelters at where Sears used to be. And I think Lamar scared them away and they withdrew the notice of claim. This is Morgan & Morgan for the people. And so we don't have any lawsuits right now. But the issue of Tyndall and who's going to do what to whom when, that's going to involve a great deal of legal work as well. And I can't estimate how much right now. That's all I have, ma'am.
Okay. That completes our legal update.
I have one addition. So the R. Jackson project is being done in multiple phases. Phase one is the additional turn lane. That is going out for construction. Even better.
CAC should be very happy.
Yes. So we're at other business, and the next meeting will be December the 1st here at the transit office. Mary Jo Gustav, our public involvement manager, has some new employees to introduce and a couple of announcements.
Good afternoon, Mr. TPO Board. I'm Mary Jo Gustav with the Relations Department. I'd like to introduce two new staff employees recently joined us. Leandra Meredith is here. She's actually located here in Panama City, so we're glad to have additional staff over here with the Bay TPO. And then we have Katie Folk here. She's located in El Paso County, but working on all the TPOs as well. So we're happy to have them on board. I have just two quick announcements. There's two flyers that you should have at your seats. I'll just call your attention quickly to Mobility Week that starts at the end of this month, October 29th, October 5th. If you're interested in becoming or organizing some kind of virtual or in-person event, if you have business or have staff or want to participate in a bigger way, you can send an email to jasonarnold@ecrc.org. Please email us on. He is our ride-on program coordinator, and he can help you with setting something up as big or as small as you would like. There's also a Love to Ride, Love to Ride Florida. It promotes transportation through bicycling. So if you wanted to participate in that individually or with a team or with friends, you can do that. They You earn points and prizes for riding a certain amount of miles on your bike. Early bird, if you register before October 29th, there's a early bird prize of $300. They also give away gift cards to local bike shops and things like that. So it's a fun way to participate in mobility week. So I encourage you to visit that Love Drive website and sign up. Local events are listed here with the transportation agencies across our region, and also the CRC Transportation Symposium that's taking place on November 4th and 5th. Jason Arnold will have a table there with lots of information about not only Mobility Week, but also the Ride On commuter program supervises. So that's a great segue into the next flyer, which is about our Transportation Symposium. That is coming up November 4th and 5th. And we're very excited to be hosting it that week. We feel like we have to do the best we can for a wonderful state symposium. The hotel is Hilton Sandestin. They've given us an incredible rate on their rooms at only $98 a night for beachfront high-rise rooms. Range up to $400 a night. But they do have a lot of great keynote speakers and expert discussion panels. The theme of this year's symposium is what can you do with big data? And we'll be talking about ATMS, ITS, smart regions, crash data. So there's a lot of great information that's going to be provided through our speakers and panels. We hope that you all will join us on our website. If you go to ecrc.org/transportation symposium, all the links for registration, for sponsorships, if any businesses are interested in sponsoring, becoming a sponsor for the symposium, we would love to work with you on that. You can find all the links for registration for the symposium, registration for the hotel rooms, at that discounted rate through the links on our website. And again, that's ecrc.org/transportation symposium. So we hope this is all there. That's all I have.
Anybody have anything they want to bring up before we adjourn?
Madam Chair, I just have one last thing. I just want to thank again on behalf of the city of Lynn Haven, the citizens and the employees for FDOT stepping up. About 3 weeks ago when we had that rain event. They really came in quickly and helped us dig out some of the ditches to alleviate flooding. And I appreciate that more than you know. It alleviated a lot of emails and phone calls. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Anybody else? Right, then we need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank y'all for